Hello, everybody. It's almost like she's sneering at me. For the record, I am not well. I am plugging through it though. Yeah. Just put a smile on my face and keep on chugging, right? Especially when I saw a soft sit, I was like, "Oh, now I have to go on. It's the law." Hello, Jerry Matthew Boyd. Hello, Nana Laura. Hello, C-Rex, my love. Hello, Joey Bag of Donuts. Oh, I'm getting the nose tap. She's like, Mama, one more. All right, there, that's your 3. I've done my due diligence. Not Ava, Billy is outside. So at some point, I will have to. I swear I thought I heard a meow. At some point, I'm going to have to run and let Billy in. It's very cold out there, but he wanted to be the big boy. Hi, Earl. Hello, Manny. Hello, Wire Mother. What? I already did that. I did that already. I gotta get one of your boxes of treats down. One of the Jerry boxes. Because I've given you all of the treats that were up here other than your duck rings and the dehydrated stuff or the freeze-dried stuff. So if you want some of that, I suppose I can give you a little bit, just a handful. But beyond that, I need to get the treats down from Jerry. They're up there. Okay. Would you like some chicken and some quail eggs? And I know you ain't gonna like the pumpkin. You always spit that out. And then there's some chicken liver. All right. You gotta scooch though. You gotta get down. I'm gonna put this on the floor. Move. I know you can smell it. Move. Down. Move. Hey, don't you take it right out of my hand, you little brat. She loves that stuff. Hold on. I put it at a bad angle. Oh well. You guys know she's eating it. Eat it, and then go get a big drink of water. Fill your tum-tum. I have the case exporting, and it's at 73%, so it's gone beyond the threshold of failing. But and I didn't go super overboard on the audio editing. I tried. I tried quite a bit, but I ran out of time, and so then I just removed like the long pauses and said the audio was Good enough. Hello, Donald Westerdale. Hello, Buzzy Pug. No, that's Charlie. Speaking of which, where is he? He's got to put on his straw man persona. Or no, his be here by special appearance. Hello, Eileen and Carlin. We're all here by special appearance. That could be a while, considering it's you. Hello, Patrick B. We're going to have so much fun tonight. Hi, Earl. Oh, I have to change this. Since we got a soft sit tonight. Hello, a girl named Joe. I really am. I almost didn't come on tonight, but like I said, I came across the soft sit and I can't pass it up. They're in sync. Hello, Mortimer Duke. Heck no. We gotta get the party started. Hello, Spider-Man. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. We night owls. Oh, words. Apparently, someone else has the brain cell tonight because I clearly don't have it. We night owls need to stick together. Birds of a feather. Hello, Allison, honey. Quit it. I gave you lots. You go get a drink of water right now. All I said was, hello, Jerry, Matthew Boyd. No, that's just the sob sit one. I've got the night shift with April, the PAWFURM, the sob sit idiot. Well, it's technically the crying fez. I've got the Ricky Bill. I've been to the law library. I got Ava, Judge Ava, the Honorable Ava. Court Crawl. Quap. Ava Fan Club. And your comments are the key to my success. Which is true. The comments are what pushes it out there. I should take and make just make Methany. Just Methany. Just her. I should make her one. But tonight we have a soft idiot, so that's the logo that's going up. Hello, Otto. Brain rot. Why you gotta rot our brains? Extra. Extra, extra. Drink all about it. I came on to present the sob sit to you. It is for you. Oh, stop it. Stop being a little whiny butt. I'll come spank you. Can do. No, I have not yet made an ask me a question one. Oh, Earl, watch your face. Yes, you guys are so neglected by me. You need somebody? For real. DM me. All right, let's get this party started. I do gotta go check on Billy. Aha.
All right, do we have Summer Han? All right, there you are. Okay, let's see. You can come off mute, sir. You're up next. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. So let's see here. We're here on.
This first one is not the soft idiot, but you always know it's gonna be a good hearing when the party in the hearing is recording or attempting to. He's trying to be discreet, but he clearly has another device operating at the same time. There's a slight echo. I wish the judge would call him out on it. Only I'm allowed to record, dang it.
Speeding ticket in the school zone. All right. And so just to confirm, you're wanting to proceed with that contested hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you had a chance to read the police report?
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do is briefly read the report myself. Then I'll put you under oath and hear what you have to say too.
Okay.
And Mr. Hahn, if you could please raise your right hand. All right. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to provide?
Yes, sir.
All right. Go ahead.
I just don't believe I was going as fast as he says I was going. I was getting ready to stop to drop my daughter off at school, and I just do not believe I was going that fast. I just literally stopped turning left 10 seconds after he passed me. So I just don't think that I just don't see how it's possible.
Well, Mr. Hahn, so what I'm looking at on my end is the police officer submitted his report where he indicated the radar unit he was using and observing your speed. He believed it may have been in excess of 20 miles an hour, activated that radar and using that device came back with a reading of 28 miles per hour. And that was the basis of the ticket there. So, I understand you may feel you weren't traveling that fast. When you're looking at your speedometer, it may not have been at the exact same moment. This officer was, using their radar device. But based on, what the evidence being provided of the radar unit, again, and it's a more likely than not standard here against a feeling that you may not have felt that you were driving that fast. I am looking at evidence from that radar machine.
Yeah, but can you tell from that evidence on that radar machine where it picked me up at? Because I mean, it was 35 until the school zone.
It was in the marked school zone with the flashing light as indicated in the report, yes.
I mean,
All right, so Mr. Hahn, so I do find that that speeding ticket committed. You'll have time to, if you need to pay off that amount, 248. 60 days. All right, we give folks 60 days to pay that
the
off.
money is not the issue. Money
Understood.
is whatever, but
It's the principle of the matter, don't you know? Were you seriously, was that a genuine question? Because I don't want to be a jerk and just blow you off. When there's two devices running, there's a delay on one of them, so they talk, and then there's just a couple of seconds delay before the other audio spits it out. That's why it creates that echo.
I don't see how that's I don't see how that's a fair way to go about doing business. Because I'd like to know exactly where he picked me up on that radar. Like, I want measurements and stuff. Because I mean, he could say it could be anywhere within, whatever. There's the radar's not going to start picking a car up right at that line.
Well, sir, again, what I have in front of me is the officer's declaration that while within the marked school zone with the 20-mile-per-hour speed limit, that's the area in which the radar machine was activated.
I consider it less of a slime ball ticket when it's in a school zone. If it was on the highway, yeah, then I'd be like, okay, officer, that's kind of not necessary. But in a school zone, I'm on the officer's side there.
To pick up speed, so there is that area, and that's what the statute requires.
No, I don't disagree with that. What he said, I don't see how what he said and what I said are different.
Right. Yep, I understand. I understand what you're saying, sir. And it's what I'm looking at is printouts from the radar machine. So I do find that does meet that standard of more likely than not, and find that speeding ticket committed. So you'll have the 60 days to pay that off. I understand your comments. Not the outcome you're hoping for, sir, but that is the decision of the court today. All right. Have a good rest of your day. All right, next, Stephen, nope. All right, hello. All right, and let's see here.
He should nope right out of this hearing. This is our friend.
You're on mute there, Mr. Nope.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay.
All right. And so for you, Mr. Nope, is it still your intention to move forward with a contested hearing?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm having a very difficult time hearing you. Could you please speak a little louder?
Sure. I was just confirming it's still your intention to move forward with a contested hearing today.
Well, sir, I am being put in a contested hearing box, but if you've noticed all the documents I've set to the court, I'm challenging much more than that, including I'm here by special appearance only. I'm not here by general appearance. I'm challenging jurisdiction. I'm challenging every aspect of this, and violations of due process, violations of law, and the fact that I was never notified about this and that it was already turned into a committed without me ever receiving any notification. Have you had a chance to review all of my letters and requests for disclosure and discovery, my affidavits? I've put many documents into this. and I'm challenging all aspects. So I can't really even say it's just a contested hearing, other than that's the only box you gave me any possibility to sign on this thing. And by the way, this was only a warning I was given. I was never issued a citation. The citation is not a charge. I mean, the warning is not a charging instrument. It's simply a warning. I've been stopped times before and no citations were issued. And I've been stopped after and no citations were issued. This one suddenly miraculously turned into a citation long after the fact, and it was already termed committed, which is absolutely a violation of my due process. I would also challenge entirely the officer's report and the citation and many other aspects in regard to due process and law. And I can say much more if you will allow me.
All right, well, Mr. Nope, give me a moment here. I do have all your documents here, and I'm looking at the docket notes for your case as well. So let me take a look at a couple of things here, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that last part.
I said I've got your documents here in front of me, and I'm going to take a look at a few things here before we move forward. I'm going to get myself more up to speed, but I do have all your documents here. So give me a moment, please.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. No, have you received any documentation from the prosecutor's office in response to your demand for discovery? Looks like that was filed on January 13th.
Well, no response was ever made to all my requests for disclosure and discovery or my affidavits. So I would assume they stand as fact in law. They were not rebutted or they were never answered. Then I did get from the office, not from the prosecutor himself, but from the office, from some woman claiming to write the affidavit, and sent a copy again of the officer's report, which I will contest every element of, and the citation again, as if that is all I'm entitled to in terms of discovery and disclosure, which I do not believe is proper. That is why I already put in my motion to dismiss for violations of due process. I have done this before. I have been conferring with legal professionals all the way through this, including a professor of law at a major law university. And everything I'm doing, it has a basis in law and is about my due process. I'm not in the category or status that it can be limited in the way that it seems to be trying to be limited. And I can read that off for you from, I have it written down if you would like, though it is in my affidavits and all my other requests. I'm not, I've been misidentified. That's in my affidavit. I'm not an incorporated person or 14th Amendment citizen. I have been mistreated by this court very badly in the past. And my proof of my foundational instrument, a handwritten cursive note of real birth, not a birth certificate issued on bank paper, none of that. I introduced that in as evidence in this court once before, and they took it from me and never returned it. So that evidence being taken from me and never returned has caused great problems. But I've done the affidavit that shows I'm not in the debtor category. I'm not a 14th Amendment citizen. I'm not an incorporated citizen. All of those, as well as the misidentification in all capital letters, which has real foundations in law. So I've asked for this to be dismissed in many ways, and I'm still asking for that. And I will contest many elements in the officer's report, citation, and the circumstances in which it occurred, which were very improper.
All right, so what we're going to do, Mr. Nope, I'm going to put you under oath. All right, I'm going to ask you some questions. about what happened, and I'll try to also kind of walk through, how we got here. So please raise your right hand. All right. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth?
As best I can remember, yes.
So first of all, to address the issue with the earlier finding of committed, it looks like that was found committed due to a failure to respond, which does happen after folks don't respond to a traffic ticket. Part of that notice of infraction that you get does outline ways to respond and some deadlines, and we don't hear a response that becomes a found committed. Now you're here, which means if folks, even after it's found committed, if they engage with the court and set a hearing, then they are able to come back and contest their tickets here. So we are here at a contested hearing despite that earlier finding of committed. All right, now it sounds to me like based on what you've submitted and what you're saying today, you've got two issues here. It's like the stop and then the issue with driving without insurance.
Yes,
All right,
this is not a moving violation. This is a paperwork's warning.
Well, I'll let you, I've read the police officer's report as well. I know you've already said, made some arguments here, but
He may need to be committed. I truly believe that Savcityism is a mental disease. It has to be.
now you're under oath, so I'll go ahead and let you explain your position with respect to what's in the officer's report. That is what we're focusing on here, is just that October 11th traffic stop and the allegation of driving without insurance. So go ahead.
Okay, so I want to make sure I understand. You're telling me I'm only have the opportunity now to challenge the officer's report right now? Is that what you're asking for?
Well, no, I'm saying that's the officer's report is alleging you were driving without insurance. And if you want me to find that not committed, I would suggest that that's what you focus your arguments on.
Okay. If you look at the officer's report, it is false where he states he was in the very beginning. The officer was down a side street perpendicular to the road coming down out of Rainier. Perpendicular, hiding in the dark on a side street at approximately 12 midnight. I saw the officer car from way ahead. It's a 25-mile-an-hour speed zone at the bottom of a hill, but I was not speeding, nor did he stop me for speeding. Hang on. The officer could not see my brake lights, one brake light that he's claiming was out from that position. Also, I might add, there were two officers, and that's omitted completely from this officer's report. There were two officers, and one tried to give me legal advice.
Sir, are you familiar with how illumination works in the dark? You don't have to be right next to the vehicle or immediately behind it to see that the light is not illuminated. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he could see that your brake light didn't work from the distance he was at.
Now, I was not speeding. I saw him. I went down the hill. He was already pulling out after me before he could ever see any brake lights. Then, as I went forward to the stop there, the stop sign in the town of Rainier, that would be the only place he could have seen that. He is misstating completely. First of all, he was not driving, as he said. He was parked down a side road.
I'm gonna just butt in here a little bit. So you're not cited for driving without a brake light. I understand that was the reason for the stop. The citation here is for driving without having your insurance.
I'm getting to that.
Right. I would suggest that you get to that a little bit quicker.
Well, these are the circumstances that prove that he's not telling the truth in my point of view. So he's not even saying properly where it occurred, because I was stopped out on the highway. He then followed me after I made the turn on Highway 507 toward Yelm, and followed me for a great distance before he made the stop. So his report is false, where he's even saying he stopped me. It was not at the intersection of Binghamton and Idaho streets. That was where he was hiding, down low, where it started from, but it's not where he stopped me at all. So that is false. The next thing is he is not telling the truth about the discussion that went down there. And I put him on notice if any of my rights were violated or my due process was violated, that I would take the matter further into court. And that is what I'm doing. So many elements of this are improper. So I asked for this officer's report to be a cause for dismissal, as well as all the other things I've motioned.
Well, Mr. Nope, what you haven't said is you haven't denied that you were driving without insurance. Is that what you're arguing?
Well, the point is are you making me an offer as if I have insurance now, or are you asking me a question about then?
On October 11th, 2025.
I think I have the right to not answer that question under the Fifth Amendment because of all the other issues I've outlined that are improper in this case.
Well, Mr. Nope, you don't have to answer, but the officer said that when he pulled you over, indicated that you didn't have insurance, and driving without insurance is an infraction under state law. And so I do find that infraction has been committed.
Wait a minute. That is not what he said. He said I didn't show him proof in that moment. He then demanded that I email the proof to him, which is not proper or due process at all. It was not that I did not have it or show it. He simply claimed that I did not show him proof at that moment.
Are you saying you showed him proof?
What's that?
Are you telling me that you showed him proof of your insurance?
I handed him a bunch of stuff that I wanted to get out of there because I felt the situation was very dangerous. I don't recall what I actually handed him, but I also gave him the discussion that I'm not operating in commerce and I do not believe I am required to carry commercial insurance as that RCW is suggesting, or that it can be proven to apply to me.
All right, well, Mr. Nope, I am finding that the infraction committed. The RCW does say failure to provide proof of motor vehicle insurance is a traffic infraction, and you are required to carry motor vehicle insurance while driving on the public road. So I do find that committed. All right, you'll have 60 days to pay that, the ticket amount. And I understand that's not the outcome you're looking for here today, but that's the ruling of the court.
Then, well, I would like to say something more.
Well, Mr. You do. There is an appeal process. All right, we got a lot of folks on the calendar today, and we are going to move on.
I need to ask about appeal. I need to appeal this then.
All right.
So
well,
I need to get the form for Informa Pauperis to be able to appeal this, because I cannot pay the fine or the filing fees to appeal this. So I will be appealing this, and I need to know what I have to do.
What you got to do is you contact the Thurston County Superior Court Clerk's office, and they can get you all the information you need for appealing a traffic citation out of district court. That's where the appeal goes.
And how much time do I have to do that?
They'll be able to tell you that process is over in Superior Court. So talk to them and they'll let you know.
I'm sure he could find a really great lawyer in all of those, scholarly universities and, law libraries and places that I mean, he's been studying this stuff for so long. He's talked to so many, and everything that he's doing is by the law. Yeah, my ass.
Thank you, Mr. Note. All right, Samuel Parnell. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I'm probably gonna end up getting a deferral, but I think it's important that I explain what happened, so it doesn't happen to somebody else.
Okay. Let's see here. I don't think Mr. Parnell, so you got speeding in a school zone. That's not an eligible infraction for a deferral.
Okay, then I better explain what happened.
Okay. And you're asking for mitigation, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I was going down Ranger, where it tees with the Pacific Avenue over by Union Mills Road, following a car, and at the stop sign to the up ahead of us, there was a state patrol parked blocking the stop sign. We both slowed down, stopped at the stop sign. When I stopped at the stop sign, I looked to the right to see if there was like a sheriff's or an incident happening at the house there. And I noticed that there was officer sitting in the car. And then I looked to the forward and to the right, and the car in front of me went into the right lane. I followed it into the right lane and put my left blinker on. It's a 40-mile-an-hour road there. It's 5 lanes wide. And put my left blinker on to pass because I was going to turn left up the road. And then there was a white car speeding behind me. And so I moved over to the right, and then I saw blue lights flashing. And then he pulled me over and said I was going 32, which I go, well, so, because it's a 40-mile-an-hour road, but I thought 35. I went back and checked. I go, did you see the lights? And I turn around, and there's no lights. Not where you tee into the road. There's no lights to see. I looked to the right, there's no lights to the right. And by the time I was pulling into the left lane, I was already out of the school zone because it's only like 100 feet up. Now, people who are going into that road, plus there was no school that day. It was Martin Luther King Day. I got a notice on my phone. You don't see why the lights. And finally, after the third time he asked me, I go, I don't see a light back there. If you look to the other side of the road, going the other direction, there's lights. But I'm a person, I love going 20 in those because I feel I'm old and I love, I'm doing the law. I would never have speeded. And I thought I was doing everything right. As soon as I saw that car behind me, I thought, oh, there must be an incident at that house because
I'm doing the law. That is the new dance, guys. We've got him doing the law. Messy bun hoodie girl in the bottom's doing the wave. Yeah, and he never would have speeded. I just can't.
the policeman was stopped in front of the stop sign. We had to go around him. So I pulled over real to the right. And the guy in front of me took off. And so, and then he goes, you were going 32. And I go, yeah, so? He goes, well, didn't you see the lights? And I go, no. And I said that 3-4 times. And finally, on the other side of the road, I saw the lights. And then somebody said I should mention that it was no school day, Martin Luther King. They sent me a text if you need to see the text.
Oh, no, that's.
So since I can't get it deferred, it's probably because I don't see how anybody would have not done what I did. Because they need to put a light there in front, something so that somebody coming in from the middle of the road sees it, that there's a school zone. It's a church, actually, the 5-lane road on the opposite side, that's a church. I've been driving that road a long time. Like I say, I see those lights, I slow down, it bugs people around me, but I'm trying to be, a good example for everybody else. They were blinking when I finally saw them, so I'm not saying I didn't do it. So, but I would say that could be avoided. And the
Well-
police officer that stopped me was a bit aggressive.
All right, so, unfortunately, in addition to not being eligible for deferral, the statute also doesn't make this penalty eligible for any kind of waiver, reduction, or suspension.
Well, can they do something about that situation? I'm sure other people have been getting tickets there.
That is a question for the city council. And as far as,
I think probably many years ago, something happened there because there's hardly ever any kids on that road at all, if you know the road.
yeah, so as far as traffic control devices.
Yeah, so
around-
I don't know. So I can't get it lowered, $350.
The statute, the penalty, here, RCW 4661-440, does provide this penalty may not be waived, reduced. Or
Oh,
suspended.
bummers.
So I'm-
I don't have a lot of money, so it's a big whack on me.
You may have been here earlier. You are able to be a lot of community service, but you are able to do some community service.
No, I don't want to do the community service. I can take care of it out of my budget, but it's just a big whack out of it.
Community service is a gift. There's some places that don't even allow you to do community service. You just have to pay. If you're going to whine about not being able to afford it and wanting the judge to reduce it, and he says, oh, you can do community service. I don't want to do community service. Why would I want to help out my community? I'm just going to pay the damn money. God, what an ungrateful old coot.
And so I should tell somebody about that because that's like a trap.
Yeah, well, and I don't know if that's the school district or whoever does traffic control around the area, that would be something for them.
I was surprised it was a stater because that's why I thought there was some event happening, drug event at the house. When the car came up behind me, I moved over before the blue lights went on because I thought, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, well, thank you for, explaining. and
I wanted to
providing
explain it
context.
because, hey. So I just got nailed in the wrong situation. Martin Luther King Day, no school day. Okay,
Thank you, Mr. Cornell. Have a good rest
so I
of
can
your
go
day.
over there and pay.
Yep, just hang right.
All right.
Are we ready on Miller?
I believe we are, Your Honor.
Oh, my case, Judge.
I'm asking, are we ready on yours?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Morgan Miller, I have 25-03240, appearance please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Gabrielle Izalo, Assistant Prosecutor for the people.
Uh-oh, I have to move myself for this one because the defendant's going to be coming and she's going to sit herself right where I sit. And if I stay there, you won't be able to see her. So I have to place myself here.
I just got nailed in the wrong situation. Martin Luther King Day, no school day. Okay,
Thank you, Mr. Cornell. Have a good rest
so I
of
can
your
go
day.
over there and pay.
Yep, just hang right.
All right.
Are we ready on Miller?
I believe we are, Your Honor.
Oh, my case, Judge.
I'm asking, are we ready on yours?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Morgan Miller, I have 25-03240, appearance please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Gabrielle Izalo, Assistant Prosecutor for the people.
Morning, Your Honor. Brian Morley on behalf of Ms. Miller.
So it was scheduled today for a prelim. This is for assault with a deadly weapon. We're ready to proceed. Any preliminary matters before we call witnesses?
Just a couple, Your Honor. The people do have 2 witnesses ready and prepared to testify today. And then we would ask for a sequestration order for any additional witnesses that may be present in the courtroom. Then we have extended a plea offer at this time. That offer was for an aggravated assault count with a dismissal of the felonious assault. It's my understanding that at this time that offer is being rejected. That offer will not be maintained up in circuit court.
That's accurate, Your Honor. I conveyed the offer to Ms. Miller and it was rejected. And I have no objection to the sequestration. To my knowledge, no witnesses are in the courtroom.
Okay. Noted. You can call your witness.
Sorry.
It's noted and sequestration in your requesting is granted. You can call your witnesses.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people would like to first call Sherry Rabb to the stand.
You raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? Okay, you can have a seat there. There's a microphone that's in front of you. The purpose of the microphone is so that the lady behind you can hear everything run through the sound system, but it won't amplify your voice in here. So the lady back here would not be able to hear you louder because of that. So we need you to keep your voice loud and clear. Okay. All of your responses need to be verbal responses. So a lot of times people say or or head nod, head shakes. You would not be able to do that today. So if you forget, we'll ask you if it's a yes or no, okay? If there's an objection from either attorney, you need to stop speaking. It requires me to make a ruling on whether or not you can give the response to their question or not, okay? You state your first and your last name, then spell both.
My name is Sherry Rabb, SHERRRYRA.
I definitely gonna need you to speak louder than that.
No problem. My name is Sherry Rabb, SHERRRYRAA.
Thank you. You can proceed.
Thank you. Thank you for being here today, Ms. Rabb. I want to take your attention back to August 21st of 2025. Do you recall that day?
Yes.
And do you recall what you were doing on that night?
That night I had recently just got out of work. My friend Kelsey, she had invited me over to her house for a couple of drinks. I got out of work. I went over to her house. Then once I got there, she informed me that another friend of ours from her job was coming, Morgan. She was coming over to stop by too.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you there. So you were at Kelsey's house. Do you recall where Kelsey lives?
At that time, she lived on the north side. She lived on off of Railroads. It's like Shepherd Road.
Okay,
I'm kind of new to Lansing. So.
okay. Would 705 Shepherd Street sound correct? Okay. And is that in the city of Lansing?
Yes.
And do you know if that's in Ingham County?
I think so, yes.
Do you know if that's in the state of Michigan?
Yes.
Thank you. And so on that night, you were at Kelsey's house and you said another coworker was coming over.
Yes.
And who was that coworker again?
Morgan.
And had you previously interacted with Morgan Miller before that date?
Yes.
And so you were aware of who she was?
Yes.
Would you recognize her if you saw her again?
Yes.
And is she in the courtroom today?
Yes, she's in.
Okay, and can you just describe something she's wearing for me?
She has a white one with a tie.
A white blouse with a tie, and can you tell me where she's sitting in the courtroom, if you can?
She's sitting on the left side with the attorney.
Okay, thank you. At this time, people would ask that the identification of Ms. Miller be entered into the evidence.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Identification is noted.
Thank you. So you arrived at Kelsey's house first.
Yes.
Do you recall how long after Ms. Miller appeared?
Not even 10 minutes.
Okay. And what were you guys doing when you were at Kelsey's house?
Well, we were just having a couple drinks. We were all just sitting there talking. I just worked a 12-hour day at work, so I was just coming by for an hour before to have a drink with her. And that was the plan.
Okay. And do you recall how much you drank at Kelsey's house?
I probably drank like 3 or 4 shots.
Shots of what?
Luna.
What is that?
Luna's out for liquor.
Do you know what kind it is? Like, is it a tequila, a vodka?
Tequila.
Tequila, thank you. Now, is the 3 to 4 shots about consistent with what everybody was drinking?
I mean, I wasn't watching everybody else's drinking, so I couldn't necessarily say exactly how much we did.
Okay. And in that time, did you have, so after you guys were drinking and all of that, what went on after that?
After that, we all were sitting there outside. We all were having kind of fun. We had the music going on in the car. A neighbor had came out and had said to turn the music down, that it was loud. They were going to possibly call the cops. Then Kelsey's boyfriend or at the time, our other friend, her boyfriend had came out and he'd gotten also mad and told us to turn down the music. And that's kind of when things kind of started turning for the worse and when arguments started coming up.
Okay, and then, so who started arguing?
At first it was Kelsey and her boyfriend.
And who did the argument turn to, if to anyone?
Well, it was first Kelsey and her boyfriend, and then Kelsey, well, when Morgan and Kelsey were in the car, they were sitting there and she was just telling Kelsey how, she shouldn't, it's her house, she should be allowed to do what she wants in her house. I'm not really worried about Duder, and it kind of got her into their fight. So then all three of them.
Your Honor, if we could, and I'm not sure what my objection is, but I don't understand the she and her and them.
I don't either.
I was
Thank
gonna
you.
ask clarifying questions.
I don't know what my objection would be with that. but
Say
Say
thank
their
you.
names.
Please,
Okay,
thank you.
Morgan, Duder, and Kelsey. So
You said Morgan, who?
Duder is her
Duder,
boyfriend.
how do we spell that?
It's his nickname. I'm gonna say,
Okay.
I'm guessing it's like his nickname. I don't know his actual name. That's
Duder. I mean, that tells us all we need to know. His name is Duder.
kind of why I was
Duder,
it's-
like D-U-D-E-R?
DOOTER or
okay.
something. Duder.
Sounds good.
And before we go on, if I can take a minute, you're still at the house? Or
Yes,
you started
we were
talking
still at the
about being in a
house.
car?
We were in the car, but we're in the park. We're in her driveway.
Okay, thank
So
you.
we're in the driveway, we're in the car, we were all sitting there. We smoked cigarettes, so we were smoking our cigarettes and we were sitting there and that's when Duder, Kelsey, and Morgan, they all kind of started fighting.
And by fighting, you mean arguing.
Arguing. And there was another, Duder had a friend, some guy there, I don't really know his name. And so Kelsey had this other girl there who ended up in the middle of them three fighting. The other girl took her kid and left because it just got out of hand. I think she was thinking the cops were gonna be called at
There was a kid there? Oh, golly.
this point. So that was before anything like between me and Morgan had gotten to any situation.
Okay, so you had Morgan, Duder, and Kelsey all in an argument. How did that argument break up?
Well, Morgan had went to her car and she drove off kind of fast for a second there. And then Duder and Kelsey were still arguing. Morgan had drove back in her car and when she pulled up, she parked outside because it was only like 3 minutes she was going. She parked outside. I went up to her, I asked her, are you okay? I'm asking you like, are you, because she was crying in the car. And that's when she asked me to grab her the Pina Luna. So I grabbed it for her and she was talking and we're sitting in the car and we were talking about kind of what was going on and the situation between Kelsey and Duder.
Okay, let me pause you there. Is it just you and Miss Morgan or Miss Miller in the car at the time?
At this time, yes.
And it's Miss Miller's car that you're in?
Yes,
Okay, and so you had a bottle of tequila with you in the car?
yes, okay.
Okay, and that was the one you guys were drinking with in the home?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so you're in the car, you're talking to Miss Miller. What happens next?
Well, then Kelsey, she comes back and, she was crying. She was really upset. And she gets in the back of the car and she's sitting in the back of the car and all three of us are talking. And that's when we decided to go get more alcohol because the alcohol we had was gone. So we decided to go to the store to buy another bottle of liquor.
Okay, and so all three, it's still just the three of you in the car?
Yes,
And is Miss Miller the one who's driving?
yes.
And do you happen to recall like how far away the liquor store was or anything like that?
It's not, I'd probably say it's about, it depends on which one she was going to. We never made it to the liquor store. So I didn't know
Okay.
exactly which one she was going to or what liquor store we were going to. There are a couple that are really just down the block from Shepherd, but I didn't know which one she was going to.
That's okay, thank you for that. So you said you never made it to the liquor store. Why not?
Because while we were on our way to the liquor store, we ended up getting into an argument and it was really over Kelsey. The argument wasn't nothing, I don't know if it had to do with the conversation we were having in the car or like our previous hangouts, because me and Morgan have previously hung out before, just me and her, and there has been some like physical abuse that I've seen between her and her boyfriend, that before Kelsey got into the car, we were talking about.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's what kind of like got the mood shifted, because in the car when we were talking, especially with Kelsey, she was just like, I would never let any guy talk to my friend like that.
Well, I think what got the mood shifted was the fact that y'all had consumed tequila prior to getting in the car and driving to the liquor store, or attempting to drive to the liquor store. Not quite making it, but trying to get there, to get more alcohol.
And when I first met Morgan and had went over to her house, her and her boyfriend
I'm
were visiting.
gonna object, Your Honor. It's irrelevant. Moving on from the actual facts.
It's also a little narrative.
It is, Your Honor.
Objections noted, and sustained.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm just gonna ask you a couple of clarifying questions to break up what we were just talking about, okay? So I want to make sure it was, who was arguing in the car at this point?
In the car, we were, at first we weren't arguing, we were
Right,
just
we're-
talking,
so
but then
at
it
the
got,
argument.
me and Morgan.
Okay, did Kelsey get into the argument with you guys at all?
No.
So it's just you and Morgan arguing?
Yes.
Okay. And with that argument, the topic's not super important right now. What happened through the argument?
Well, through the argument, we were sitting there arguing, and that's when she was like, you can get out of my car. And I did tell her, I was like, you can drive. I said, you can drive me home. I said, my car's right there. You already took me. I don't know where I'm at in Lansing. So then she kind of took off real fast, and she was driving real fast. I don't know if it was like I don't know.
Okay, so
But-
she's driving fast, but she's asking you to get out of the car at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. And at any point, do you end up getting out of the car?
Well, then when we were arguing, she threw her hands on me while driving. So she's kind of slowing down to kind of throw her hands on me, because I couldn't tell you why of the
Okay.
situation of what we were fighting on that got it to that point.
So when you say put her hands on you, can you describe that a little bit for me?
Well, I mean, I was sitting right next to her, and she swung at me. She swung her
Okay.
hands at me, and I kind of pushed her hand down because she was driving the car, and so I pushed her hand down, and at this point I said, fine, I'll get out the car, so she slowed down enough to let me get out the car.
Okay.
And
And I just want to clarify one more time that when she's swinging her hand at you, do you remember if it was an open or a closed fist?
it was a close.
Okay, thank you. So you said you'd get out of the car.
Yes.
Does she slow down?
Yes, she does slow down, and I open up the door, and I get out, I shut the door. I'm looking to make sure I have all my stuff, because at this point, we're kind of both going back and forth, and I'm making sure I have all my stuff, because I knew that if I didn't have all my stuff, I wasn't going to get it back. Her window was open, so as I was leaving, because my vape, I couldn't find my vape. I smoked cigarettes, couldn't find my vape. So I was looking in her car to see if it was in there, and in the meantime, that's when she started the battle.
Okay, so you're looking for your vape. Where were you looking for it at?
In the front seat.
And so the door was open to the car at this
No,
point?
the door was closed.
Were you still in the car?
No, I was outside.
So how were you reaching in the car at this point?
The window was open.
Okay, so
It
you were
was like a quarter way open.
Okay.
So,
so you were reaching into the car through the open window?
yes,
Okay. And you said at that point she grabbed a bottle?
I did not, all I remember is being hit and opening my eyes and looking up and blood coming out everywhere in the car. That's all I remember. All I remember is being hit with the bottle while standing outside the car looking for my stuff. And then after that, I remember opening my eyes, blood spraying everywhere in the car, me looking up, Kelsey saying no, and her driving. Then I was dangling outside of her car, halfway outside of her car, dangling as she drove off, and my blood is spraying everywhere in the car. And then as she slowed down, I was able to fall out of her car, sit there, and as I sat there, two men from other houses that were around who heard the altercation and seen what was going on. They came out and I'm sitting there covered in blood. And he came out, he gave me a towel because I was kind of in shock and didn't really. So he gave me a towel, he came out, he had to run and grab another towel, and he called the cops. The cops have came.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you right there, okay? I want to ask a couple more clarifying questions about this. Were you hit in the head?
Right here.
And that's above your right eyebrow
Yeah.
on the forehead?
Yeah.
Okay, but you didn't see what you were hit with initially? How do you know it was a bottle?
Because the bottle was outside the car and it should have been inside the car and it was out. So I mean, yes, I guess it could have been. In reality, I can't look, like I didn't physically see her swing a bottle at me, no, but I did see the bottle outside the car. I was hit with some type of extremely hard object.
And so then you were.
And she wasn't close enough to me to do it physically.
Okay.
There's so much of her story that just makes me go, I don't really find her credible. Could it be because she's recounting her story through drunk goggles? Possibly. But stuff seems off. And she's supposedly the victim. But something seems off.
And so then you said she started moving the car again and you were hanging out of the car.
Yes.
Were you stuck in the window at this point?
Well, I was like halfway and she was driving. I was really scared to, like, because she was going so quick. I didn't know what to do. I really in that moment didn't know what to do. I was just kind of waiting for whatever I thought was the safest option to get myself out of the situation.
Okay. And so then we'll fast forward to when you were sitting down, somebody comes out, gives you a towel, they contact police. Do you recall police arriving at your location?
Yes.
You recall talking to the police at that time?
Yes.
And did you tell them what happened?
Yes. I told them what happened. I did not tell them her name or like the exact information of this stuff.
Okay, and why didn't you at that point?
Because me and Morgan worked together and I genuinely thought we were friends. So I thought we were close enough friends. Maybe it was just a drunken accident. I do know the situation, some of the stuff she has going on at home. So I was trying to, I guess, sympathize. And I also like the work dynamic we had. Everybody, we all were supposed to be a close third shift type of group where, we all could count on each other. And it was, so I didn't want to have to go to work or have anything like that.
Okay.
Affecting the situation. And I thought that in reality that she would have said sorry or would have said something of the sorts of, hey, last night got too out of hand. And we could have fixed it without it being.
Okay. So after you call the police, you give them a statement.
If you are going to call the police or have the police called on your behalf because you got schmucked in the head by a glass bottle and now you need stitches, you're going to give the name up. Friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, co-worker, homeless dude on the corner, it don't matter. You need stitches in your noggin. You're leaking brain matter. That's the only logical thing that I can think of at this point. She leaked all her brain matter. But for real, seriously, you're going to protect someone who whopped you in the head with a glass liquor bottle and busted your skull open? No. No. You're going to give them up. Unless it didn't quite go down that way. And you're protecting them because really you're protecting yourself.
You go get medical treatment?
Yes.
And where did you go to get medical treatment?
Sparrow.
Okay. And when you were at Sparrow, without telling me what you were diagnosed with, can you tell me what treatment you received?
I had to get 4, I think it was like 4 or 5 stitches.
And did you have to go back to get those stitches removed at all?
I got them removed from my jaw.
Okay. And then my only question from there, how long were you at Sparrow? Do you remember?
I was there until like 4 in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning.
They didn't have you stay overnight for any observations?
They wanted me to, but I signed the paper to leave. I'd been at work for 12 hours. I really was just supposed to stop out with a friend while my daughter was with her dad. I was supposed to be getting back to my daughter, you know, to be there in the morning and have everything ready for her in the morning. So.
Okay, and so then you contacted police at a later date to make an additional statement?
Yes, to sign out my my health record.
Okay.
For the past.
Okay, and then did you give a more complete statement to officers at this time?
Yes.
I believe that's all the questions I have for you right now. I'm gonna turn it over to the defense attorney. Thank you.
And my name's Brian Morley. I'm an attorney representing Ms. Miller. A handful of questions for you. This incident happened on August 21st of 25, right?
Right.
And at that time, when Lansing police showed up, you refused to talk to them, right?
Correct.
You refused to tell them a story, right?
Correct.
So your testimony earlier that you told them something had happened, but the only thing you didn't tell them was the person's name. That's not accurate, right?
No, I let them know exactly what happened to me. I
Well,
just did not tell them Morgan's name. I told them I was hit in the head with a bottle from a person I
hang
worked
on,
with.
hang on. It was just a question.
Yeah.
Now, my question is, if Lansing police says, I tried to obtain a brief statement from her, but she continued to refuse, is that an inaccurate statement?
I refused giving my full story.
That's not what I asked. I'm asking you, Lansing Police Department in their report indicates that you were on August 21st, that you refused to give them a statement. Are they lying or are you?
You guys, they record, correct?
I'm asking you the question.
I would say they are not telling the complete truth.
Do you have any idea why they would not tell the truth?
Probably because I didn't give a full report. I didn't have them do a full report.
Okay,
I
so-
only let the cop know who I talked to. Is that, I told her what happened, but I told her I didn't want to report it at this time.
So to be clear, that's wholly contradictory to what Lansing Police Department is saying, right? Lansing Police Department is saying, I tried to obtain a brief statement from her, but she continued to refuse. So on the one end, we have a sworn police officer who has no dog in this fight, saying you refused to give a statement on August 21st, and you're telling us on the extreme other end that you gave bits and pieces and the only thing you didn't provide was Miss Miller's name. Yes or no, is that correct?
Can you restate that one more time?
I don't know how to. On the one
It
end,
was pretty long, so
on the
I
one end, you
think
didn't.
she needs you to
I
explain the
apologize.
question.
I apologize. And I wasn't, no, I was mad at myself for that.
Oh, okay.
I did that to a witness a while back and I apologize for that. On the one end, LPD sworn police officer says you didn't tell them anything. On the other hand, you're telling them you gave them a whole story except for a name, right? Okay. And you were highly intoxicated at the time, right?
No.
So if Lansing Police Department says Rob was notably intoxicated that day, that wouldn't be accurate?
That wouldn't be accurate. They drove me to my car to drive so I could drive myself to the hospital. They dropped me off at my car at Kelsey's when she was
Is there
parked
anything,
there.
have you reviewed the police report in this matter?
No, I have
is
not
there-
reviewed the police report. I just
So
came
this-
here to tell the
This,
truth.
I understand. This is another inaccuracy or a lie on the part of Lansing Police Department when they say Rob was notably intoxicated that day being the 21st. That's not an accurate statement.
Not an accurate statement.
Isn't it true that you threw a bottle at Miss Miller first?
No.
Isn't it true that you told people you threw a bottle at Miss Miller first?
No.
Okay. That's all I have to.
Any redirects?
Yes, Your Honor. You were drinking that night, yes?
Yes,
And you said you had about 3 or 4 shots that night.
yes, but I was completely aware of what was going on.
Okay. Would you say that would probably have caused some intoxication?
Yeah,
And then do you think at that time you probably smelled like alcohol from drinking?
yeah.
How far, and if you can remember, how long between the last shot that you took and this incident happening?
It had at least been an hour and a half, hour and a half.
And I just want to clarify, the statement you initially gave police, do you recall giving that statement to police or to EMS?
I gave it to the girl, it was a female cop, it was a female, I'm pretty sure she was Mexican, if I'm correct, Gadru, I don't know her exact name, but I gave it to, I told her what was going on, she kind of, when she dropped me off at Kelsey's, she knew that Morgan was still parked there, to a certain, like, of what was going on, she didn't know who she was, but I did let her know, hey, I don't want to pull up here, somebody that was in the situation is here.
Okay, and then I just have one more question for you here. When you gave your initial statement, how were you feeling at that time? What were your emotions like?
Extremely anxious. I was extremely anxious. I didn't know what or why this had even gotten to this point. I was really in shock. I was sad. I was upset. I wanted to get home to my kid. I was scared. I was bleeding. I wanted to get to the hospital. I didn't know whether, my friend, 2 people that I knew set me up. I didn't know what to believe. I still have stress to this day about it. I still struggle with anxiety. I've had to get on an antidepressant due to the anxiety that I've been struggling with since certain situations. So.
And I kind of made a misstatement earlier. That wasn't my last question. This is it. Do you have any reason to? Is there any reason that people would believe that you had thrown a bottle first?
No.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Okay, minutes for the speak excuse. I might have a follow-up question. Can you turn in my direction and show me where you were hit with the bottle or hit? Okay.
It's right there. I covered up with my baby hair, but it's right there.
Okay, so how much blood are we talking about here?
There was a lot. I've never seen so much blood come out of my, that's why I was kind of in shock and why I was really just trying to get to the hospital. I didn't want to take the ambulance because I'm a single mom and an ambulance ride could be up to $500 depending. And so they took me to my car and I drove myself to the hospital.
Any questions based on my question?
Yes, Your Honor, just one. Did you see the towel that you had been holding to your head? Did that have blood on it as well?
Oh, yeah, so the first towel was soaked through.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Any
But
questions?
to be clear, you didn't tell anybody that you threw the bottle at her first, right? No, I'm not right. No, you didn't. That's it.
No, I did not.
Okay, there's a sequestration order, so that means you're not to discuss your testimony with any other witnesses, okay?
Okay,
You're free to go.
thank you.
Any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, at this time, the people call Officer Leslie Vasquez to the stand.
David. Please scan this to me when you finish with that. Scan that to me when you finish.
Yes, yes.
Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
I do.
You can have a seat. State your first and last name and spell below.
Leslie Vasquez, Leslie Vasquez.
Proceed, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for being here today, Officer Vasquez. If I could just start, where are you currently employed?
I'm a police officer in the city of Lansing. Lansing Police Department.
Thank you. And how long have you been employed there?
I've been employed there over a year, maybe a little over a year.
And what's your current position there?
I'm a police officer.
And do you recall receiving a dispatch on August 21st of 2025 for an assault?
I did.
And did you respond to that dispatch?
I did.
Do you recall if that was at 705 Shepherd Street?
I believe it was a telephone. It was via telephone, but that was the address.
Respectfully, officer, could you speak up just a little bit, please? No, I heard what you said.
Oh,
Going
okay.
forward. please.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yep.
I just want to clarify, at any point, do you recall going to the scene and seeing Miss Rab with an injury?
I did.
Okay. And do you recall if that was on the 21st of August?
I did.
And when you responded to her with her injury, do you recall if that was in the city of Lansing?
Yes.
And was that in the county of Bingham
Yes.
and in the state of Michigan?
Yes.
And when you arrived, do you recall what you saw?
Briefly.
Okay. And what did you see?
So on the 21st, I remember showing up to the address. There was a medical call. And I remember seeing blood on her scrubs and her holding something to her head.
Okay. And at this time, do you recall what Miss Rab's demeanor was?
I could tell that she was intoxicated. And she was crying. I feel like she was in an emotional state.
And do you happen to recall how intoxicated she appeared to you?
I do not.
Okay. And on that day, did Miss Rab give you a statement?
She did not.
Okay. Did you attempt to get a statement from her?
Yes.
Was she willing to give you any details about what happened?
No.
What did you do after that?
After that, I gave her a ride.
And where did you give her a ride to, if you can recall?
I do not recall.
Was it back to her car?
She had told me back to her car. I know it was somewhere on Shepherd.
Okay. And were you okay with her driving at that point?
No.
Thank you. And so at that point, she hadn't given you a statement. She wasn't willing to work with you. Do you recall getting a statement from her on a different day?
Yes.
And that was via phone?
Yes.
Do you recall what day that was?
I believe it was August 24th of 2025.
Okay, thank you. So about 3 days after the incident.
Yes.
And on this day, was she willing to give you a better statement?
Yes.
And from that statement, were you able to determine that a crime had been committed?
Yes.
Were you able to determine who committed that crime?
Yes.
And did you make contact with the person who committed the crime at all?
No.
Okay. And I want to back up to the 21st when you saw Miss Rab and you saw her holding something to her head. Do you recall seeing an injury at all that day?
No, I just saw blood.
How much blood do you recall seeing?
I know there was blood on her head, and then I saw blood on her scrubs and her shoes.
The head and facial area, there are a lot of you bleed. You bleed. Yeah. It even a very small cut can look extreme when it's on the head or the face. But yeah. She said she was intoxicated, visibly. She gave her a ride to somewhere on campus, maybe by the car. I doubt the officer gave her permission to drive herself to the hospital, if that's what happened. I'm still unclear on all of the details.
Was it a decent amount of blood?
I would say it was a decent amount.
And when you arrived to Miss Rab, was there anyone else in the area that appeared to be involved in the situation?
No.
So it was just Ms. Rabb sitting alone?
It was a resident from one of the houses that had helped her. And I believe he's the one that called medics.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you remember from this incident that you would like to bring to our attention?
I did not.
You have no further questions.
Cross-examination.
Officer, quickly, you weren't given, I'm sorry, on the 24th, you didn't get a name of the suspect or anything like that.
I did.
Your report indicates Rob gave the following description of the accused: white female, approximately 29 years old, black hair, approximately 5'8", 5'9", currently an RN, but there's no name. And I'm happy to show this to you live.
Your Honor, I
If
believe
I-
that's a mischaracterization of the report.
Let me tie this together because it appears to me
Well, let
in
me be
this.
clear,
report-
was there mischaracterization?
I don't think so. That's what I'm trying to, so if I can answer her objection, I don't believe it's a mischaracterization based on the question I just asked.
I
Your
believe it
question
was
was-
a mischaracterization, Your Honor. The report clearly states that the statement made on the 24th identified the coworker as Morgan Miller. Later in the report, it does give an actual description of the person, but it does state in the report that she was identified by name.
Let's not accuse me of mischaracterizing, because I
Okay,
did.
your question was that she didn't get a name.
That's fair. My
So she did get a name.
Questioning that part.
We can move on.
Thank you. In your report, under the heading accused information identification, do you see, can I approach witness, John?
Are you refreshing her recollection on something?
I can read it to her. I'm fine. Do you see that from there?
Well, I don't know. I don't know why you're refreshing her recollection. She's answered the question, and it doesn't sound like you have something that's impeachable because she did give a name
Is there a name in there under accused information or identification?
in the report. Is that specifically what you're
What I
saying?
was trying to say, I gotta quit doing that. I apologize for that.
Yeah,
Where
you're
it
asking
says-
her specifically in the report, did she put that in that section of the report?
Yes.
Okay, she can answer if she knows. Okay, now you can refresh.
I'm going to show you your report. And let me be a little bit more specific. It's got my highlighting on it. The report is a supplemental report by Officer Lindman. Yours appears to be one of 7 pages. I'm directing you to page 5 of 7. If you could, under where it says accused information identification, if you'd read that to yourself, and when you're done, let me know if that refreshes your memory. And so under accused information and identification, there's no name, right?
Yeah, there's,
Same report, there wasn't a name until Officer Lindman did the investigation. Is that accurate?
I don't recall.
Okay. Isn't it true? Do you have any recollection that Officer Lindman reviewed the body camera video?
I do,
And Officer Lindman was the one that identified the name, right?
yes.
So is it fair to say you probably didn't get a name on the 21st and it got mixed with Officer Lindman's investigation?
On the 21st or on the 24th?
24th, my bad.
On the 24th, I did get a name.
Okay. Any reason? I'll move on from that. Actually, that's all I have. Thank you.
I may briefly, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you. So on the 24th, we got a more thorough statement from Ms. Rapp. Was a name given to you?
Yes.
Do you recall what name was given to you?
Morgan Miller.
Thank you. And you said that Detective Windman reviewed your body cam footage from that statement?
I believe so.
And that's where the name was gotten from Detective Windman, as to your knowledge?
Yes.
So again, that's the statement you got on the 24th.
Yes.
Is where the name came from.
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
No, I got a question first.
Go ahead.
Because I gotta go back. You said that she appeared to be intoxicated?
Yes.
Okay. But you drove her to her vehicle?
No, she asked me to give her a ride to a residence.
Oh, okay. So she didn't mention driving her to her vehicle?
I don't recall.
Okay. And you didn't see her get behind her vehicle after that?
No.
Okay. You had a follow-up question?
One question. Is there a reason you didn't interview Miss Miller?
What day?
Any day. You testified earlier that you did an
So,
interview with Ms. Miller.
yeah, on the 24th, I didn't get the full name. I only got Morgan Miller.
Okay.
But not a date of birth or like any information of where she could be at, nor a phone number where I could follow up.
Okay. When that came up, let me be a little bit more. Did you ever interview her? You already testified you did, right?
Yeah, I did not.
Why not?
I didn't have, I don't know how to word it. I just didn't have the full information of where I could go to follow up, like an address or a phone number.
To your knowledge, did anybody at Lansing Police Department interview Ms. Miller?
Yes,
When?
I believe I was submitted when
You never interviewed her.
I did not.
Okay. Thank you.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you, officer. You may be excused.
Thank you.
Call your next witness.
Your Honor, at this time, people rest.
And I'm assuming the defense is calling witnesses.
I didn't hear you, Your Honor.
You're
I'm sorry.
calling witnesses.
I am, Your Honor. They should be in your waiting room. Let me queue up my computer, so. You know their names. Call Rachel Hertzler, Hertzler.
Can you unmute, ma'am? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Just a bad signal. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes,
Okay. There is possibly going to be a lag. I'm looking at your signal. It's going yellow and red, which means you do not have a stable signal. Are you on a phone?
yeah,
Okay, are you trying to hold the phone?
yes,
Okay, so I don't know if you're used to not having a good signal, but it might be best for you to put the phone someplace and leave it so that it's already unstable. So if the phone moves, it's gonna make it worse. The other thing is, okay, that's good. The other thing is, there is a recording system that must pick up all of your responses. So your responses must be verbal, no head nods or head shakes, okay?
yes,
Okay, and if there is an objection, you'll stop speaking. I will make a ruling on the objection and then I'll tell you if you're allowed to give us the answer to the question or not, okay?
yes.
Okay, state your name and then spell it, please.
Rachel Hertzler, Rachel Hertzler.
You can proceed, counsel.
Ms. Hertzler, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
You and I have spoken before, right?
yes,
And I spoke to you about your testimony today, right?
yes,
And at no time did I ask you to do anything except tell the truth.
yes,
Is that?
that's
You
correct.
are, just as a foundation, you work with both Miss Robb and Miss Miller, correct?
Yes,
In what capacity?
I'm the administrator of the facility they work in.
And the facility is Metalodge here in Lansing?
Correct.
You became aware, or did you become aware of an altercation between Miss Robb and Miss Miller in August of 25?
Yes,
Let me jump right into my question. You were contacted by Miss Robb the weekend following August 24th of 25. Is that accurate?
yes.
And in that conversation, what did Miss Robb tell you about the altercation with Miss Miller?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
It's a witness.
It's a witness.
It's her statement.
So,
It's not hearsay with her.
That's not true, Your Honor. This is an out-of-court statement that's being
yes, it is.
offered.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is hearsay.
I disagree.
It's a
Your
party.
Honor.
She's not a party opponent.
She's a defendant who's.
She's not a defendant.
I take that back. This isn't hearsay. This is rebuttal testimony.
Okay,
I'm
that's,
wrong.
thank
I
you.
got myself tied up. This is
Okay.
rebuttal testimony. And to make it more clear, the witness testified. I asked her 3 or 4 times.
You remember that, that's different, so
You're right. You're right. I got tied up. I
Okay.
apologize.
The objection's overruled.
What did Miss Rob tell you about the alleged altercation with Miss Miller?
She had stated that, Miss Rab stated that she picked up the bottle and threw a bottle at Miss Miller. And in return, Miss Miller threw the bottle back at her.
Any reason to question your memory on that?
No,
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Process, yeah.
Thank you. Ms. Hertzler, were you present for the situation that had occurred?
no,
And had you talked to anyone else about this situation?
no,
Did you talk to Kelsey about the situation?
no,
Did you talk to Miss Miller about the situation?
no,
So the only person you talked to was Miss Rath?
correct.
But you have no personal knowledge of what happened that day.
No,
And did you ever see an injury on Miss Rath?
Mm. I don't remember.
That's okay.
If-
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, you said you're the manager of the facility, correct?
Correct.
Or sorry. Okay. And do you recall if Ms. Rab had worked a 12-hour shift on the 21st?
I don't remember if she worked a 12-hour shift.
Would that be something that you would know as the manager of the facility, as the schedule of your employees?
Her schedule.
I'm sorry, did it go out?
I'm sorry, ma'am, you cut out for a second there. Could you please repeat your answer?
I can look at her schedules. I don't remember that particular day if she had worked or not.
Okay. Do you remember if she had to take any time off due to her injury?
I don't know.
Do you recall
I don't-
if she got the stitches removed at your facility?
I don't know.
Would that be stuff that you would know as the manager or should know as the manager?
No.
Thank you. No further questions.
I just have a follow-up question, so I might have missed it. You said that Ms. Rob called you and shared this information with you?
Yes.
Okay, was it that you requested her to call you, or was this at all prompted by you, or did she give it voluntarily?
She called me voluntarily.
Oh, okay. Redirect.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Any questions based on my question?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, you're all set.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, Sarah Colton, Your Honor, Culton. There's only 3 total.
No worries, they're all, I believe, I don't know what the last person, there was 2 more people on my waiting.
Honesty, I think, or something.
What's the last name?
Keener.
That she's in my waiting. Okay, can you hear us?
I can hear you, yes.
Why does everybody have that signal today? When it turns red, they need some signals off. Okay, and you're not driving, correct?
No, I'm not driving. I'm just sitting out in my car. The Wi-Fi signal in the building is not awesome, so I thought my car might be better.
I'm assuming they're in the same building. Okay, sounds good. Have you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, there may be some delay, and that's because of the signal. And then all of your responses must be verbal. We can't do head nods, head shakes, or uh-huhs. If you need a question repeated, let us know. And if any of the attorneys say objection, you stop speaking so I can make a ruling on that objection and then advise you if you're allowed to give us the answer or not, okay?
Okay.
Okay, state your first and last name and then spell both of them.
Sarah Colton, SARACULTON.
You can proceed, counsel.
Thank you. Ms. Colton, this is Brian Morley. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yes.
You and I have spoken within the past, well, a couple times, but most recently the past couple days, right?
Correct.
And during that, I did nothing but ask you to tell the truth of what you recall. Is that true?
That is true.
You tell me the nature, let me be easier with it. You work at the same facility as Miss Robb and Miss Miller, correct?
I do, yes.
In what capacity? Are you supervisor to them, or, I'm sorry.
Yes,
stepped
I
on you. Go
am.
ahead.
I am their director of nursing.
Did there come a time, obviously, as you sit here today, you were aware that there was an alleged altercation between Miss Robb and Miss Miller back in August of 25. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Do you recall Miss Robb giving you a call about that altercation?
Miss Robb did not call me about that. She told me about it in person at the end of one of my shifts.
This was, the alleged incident was on October, not the alleged incident, August 21st of 25. Would it have been around late August of 25?
Yes.
And in that conversation with Miss Robb, did she tell you who threw what first?
No.
Okay, what did she tell you?
She told me that she needed to leave early because she could not be in the building when Morgan got there because her and Morgan had a dispute and Morgan threw a bottle and hit her in the head. And I said, if you need to leave, you can leave, but this doesn't sound like a work-related issue. But for your safety, if you feel like you need to leave, then just go ahead and leave.
Did she tell you that she, Sherry, threw the bottle first?
No.
Okay, that's all I have, Your Honor.
Prosecutor.
None, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. You may be excused.
Last one, Your Honor. What's yours?
Thank you, Ms. Colton. You may be excused.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
No, leave.
Oh, Ms. Keener, Your Honor.
If you can unmute.
Can you hear me?
Can hear us? Yes, we can hear
Yeah.
you. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know that there's probably gonna be a little bit of a lag, and that's because of your signal, okay?
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, there is a recording system. You can put your hand down. The court recorder must take down everything stated in the courtroom. So all of your responses must be verbals, no head nods or head shakes, okay?
Okay.
If you say, we'll ask you to make it clear whether or not it's a yes or no. If there's an objection from either of the attorneys, we need you to stop speaking. I'll make a ruling on that objection, and then I will tell you if you can give us the answer to the question or not, okay?
Okay.
Okay, state your first and last name and then spell both.
My first name is Tonesty, last name is Keener. It's TONISTYKEENER.
You can proceed, counsel.
Ms. Keener, this is Brian Morley. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
When I spoke earlier this week, right?
Yes.
Specifically about the altercation between Miss Miller and Miss Robb.
Correct.
And of course, I simply asked you what you recall, and I didn't ask you to make anything up or lie or anything, right?
Correct.
You tell me you work at Meadow Lodge with both Miss Robb and Miss Keener and Miss Kurtzer, who testified earlier. Is that right?
I do.
Do you have a supervisory position?
Yep.
Over both Miss Miller and Miss Robb?
Correct.
This incident happened on August 24th of 2025. Did there come a time when Miss Robb met with you shortly after that and discussed this altercation?
She did.
And did she gave you two version of events, right?
Yeah, I had heard one version, yeah, from her.
What did Miss Rob tell you?
So I asked her what happened, and she said that she tripped and fell and hit her head.
Did she subsequently change her story?
From what I heard, yes, but not to me personally.
Wait. She tripped and fell and hit her head? That doesn't sound anything like what she told the court.
Thank you. Ms. Keener, can I just ask, when did you get that statement from Ms. Rabb?
It was the first shift that she had worked after the incident.
Okay, do you happen to remember if that was before or after the 24th of August?
What was the date of the incident? I'm sorry.
I'm actually just asking, do you recall if the statement for you was given before or after August 24th?
The statement from me?
To you, from Ms. Rabb, was it given before or after August 24th?
I'm not sure. Was 24th the date of the incident?
That's really not important to the question, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I don't know then. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Thank you for that. And you said you're in a supervisory role for both of the people involved?
Correct.
Now, would you have the ability to potentially issue a punishment in that situation?
In what situation?
Like if somebody brings, if one of the people you supervise brings an altercation to your attention between them and their coworker, would it be in your power to then figure out what happened in the situation and potentially issue some sort of punishment to one party or the other?
I mean, in theory, yes, but it was not brought to my attention.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to recall how long Ms. Rabb had been working for as Metal Lodge at this point?
It wasn't very long. I would say months, definitely not more than a year. I think she was fairly newer, probably within, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months. I could be wrong though.
And thank you. No further questions.
Okay.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. You may be excused.
I don't know what kind of medical facility this is that all of these girls work at, but I pray to God I never end up there.
No further proofs, Your Honor.
You're all set. I don't know if she heard me. Ms. Keener, you're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Or is the prosecution gonna call any further witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Give me 5 minutes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, today you heard from 2 witnesses, 5 witnesses actually. 2 of the witnesses from the prosecution, Ms. Sherry Rabb and Officer Leslie Vasquez. From Ms. Sherry Rabb, you heard that on August 21st of 2025, she was hanging out with her coworkers. She had about 3 to 4 shots to drink. And about an hour later, she was hit in the head with a glass bottle by her coworker, Morgan Miller. When she initially got hit in the head, she was very overwhelmed. She was scared. She was new to her job. She didn't want to cause any trouble at her job. So she didn't really want to give a statement to officers when they arrived. However, when officers arrived, they did notice she was bleeding heavily from her head, had blood on her scrubs and on her shoes. And then she went to the hospital to receive 4 stitches in her head. Ms. Rabb did explain that she saw the glass bottle from inside the car, then outside the car. She never saw it actually impact her head. However, she knew it was the glass bottle because Ms. Miller was not in a position to actually reach her to hit her. Additionally, Your Honor, when Ms. Rabb did reach out to Officer Vasquez, she gave a full detailed statement, including a description and name of the defendant. From there, she had talked to multiple coworkers, apparently, from what we heard. Two of those coworkers were told, well, one of those coworkers was told that Miss Miller threw the bottle. One of those coworkers was told that Miss Rabb threw the bottle first. And one of those coworkers was told that nothing really happened and that she fell and hit her head. That last one, Miss Keener, was told that she doesn't know when, and she doesn't know if it was before or after that police report was made, before Miss Rabb felt like she was able and capable of making that report. The one who was told that Miss Rabb had thrown the bottle first, I don't believe that technically, that takes away the probable cause to believe that Miss Miller committed felonious assault with the bottle, as there was no evidence of self-defense. Miss Miller had the ability to drive away, to roll up the window. There was no evidence. There was also evidence that Miss Miller had been hitting Miss Rabb initially while driving before Miss Rabb even got out of the car. Your Honor, the people have to show here that there was an assault that occurred, that the assault was against the victim's wishes, and that the assault occurred with a dangerous weapon, that dangerous weapon being the glass bottle. Your Honor, at this time, the people believe that we have met the probable cause standard for felonious assault for this case to be bound over to circuit court. Thank you.
All right. So I believe part of the state's version. I think that Ms. Miller absolutely threw a bottle and schmucked the other girl in the head. 100%. But I don't know that I believe she was the instigator or the one who threw the bottle first. Because there was testimony that the other girl threw it and then Ms. Miller threw it back. That casts that little shadow of doubt in my mind, especially with how many times that girl has changed her story, lied, omitted. I can't trust her. I can't take her seriously. I still want to hear more about Duder.
I just have a question, because maybe I misunderstood. Wasn't there a third person in the vehicle?
There was, Your Honor, Miss Kelsey Smithson.
She wasn't subpoenaed to be here?
She was subpoenaed to be here today. She did not appear, and she has not given us a reason as to why she's not here.
Okay, thank you. Argument?
Thank you, Your Honor. Question the legitimacy of Ms. Robb's testimony. Stated she didn't give a statement to the police. I also questioned the failure to interview Ms. Miller. Sergeant or Detective Lindeman wasn't called, but she had Ms. Miller's information. Lansing Police Protocol to interview both sides.
You're questioning Ms. Robbs?
No, I'm sorry. If
Okay.
I rambled, I meant Officer Vasquez.
I mean, she had been an officer for a couple of months. I think she probably was being trained.
Oh, I'm questioning
Yeah.
Ms. Robb's veracity completely. Ms. Robb made up several stories here. I question the fact that she doesn't know what she was hit with. I question the fact that there is no evidence, there's no bottle. I understand the low standard of probable cause of preliminary examination. This is a self-defense if it even happened that day. So I'd object to the find over on.
Today was the date that was set for preliminary examination. The burden is on the prosecutor to establish probable cause that a felony was committed and then probable cause sufficient to charge you, Ms. Miller, with the felony. This is not a trial. They don't have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. They just have to show more than mere suspicion that the felony occurred. The court will be the only determiner of credibility of any of the witnesses, and the court will weigh the probability of the government's likelihood to establish guilt if this were to go to trial, and measure whether or not the evidence raises questions about reasonable doubt. We had testimony today, first from a Sherry Robb. She testified that on or about August 21st, 2025. It should be noted, however, that the complaint says the 25th. 2020. She testified that on the 21st, 2025, that she was just getting off work, went to a friend's house, which was later to be determined to be the address of 705 Shepherd Street, which is in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, making venue in this court appropriate. And that she was there to just have some drinks and hang out. And that while she was there, or after she was there, she was then informed that another friend from work was going to be coming over. I believe the friend whose home that they were at was a person by the name of Kelsey. But that Morgan Miller, who also worked with them, would be coming over. Ms. Robb, tells a scenario of the individuals hanging out, having drinks and talking. She states she had just finished working a 12-hour shift, and that they were drinking tequila, that she had 3 to 4 shots of tequila. At some point, they ended up outside playing music. Neighbors were, I guess, being disturbed. There were some threats of the police being called. Sounds like the person whose home they were at, Kelsey, her boyfriend, Duder, also got into an argument, I think, which stemmed from the music. And during this situation, the defendant initially left, drove off, came back, I think, for the bottle of liquor that she had brought. But they all began talking again. There was an agreement, or now they're all in the car with Miss Miller to go to the liquor store. The witness testified that they never made it to the liquor store because there was an argument that ensued while in the vehicle. It was unclear what the argument was about. I think that the witness shared something about there being some incident prior to this, or some interview prior to this, between both Miss Miller and Miss Robb, which is something the court should take into consideration. However, a witness testified that while they were driving, that she said that they got into an argument and that Miss Miller told her to get out, told Miss Robb to get out of the vehicle. Miss Robb told Miss Miller, "You take me back to my vehicle, because I don't really know where I am." She testified, she being Miss Robb, testified that that while Miss Miller was operating, that she attempted or did put her hands on Miss Robb in some way. That Miss Robb says that Miss Miller eventually slows down to let the alleged victim, Miss Robb, out of the vehicle. And it sounds like she got out of the vehicle and the doors closed. This is in August, so it's probably, window is down, or partially down, is I believe what she testified. It wasn't fully down. And for some reason, Miss Robb is now, although out of the car, now leaning her body inside of a car. Red flag. If I thought I left something, and no one ever, I was gonna have someone clarify to me what a bait is, because I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. If I left something in a car, I'm not leaning or jumping through a car to get it, a window of a car. That's I would open the car door, I would get all of my things while the car, before I close the car door. But she's closed the car door, and then somehow or another, she is now leaning in this car door. Based on her testimony, if I were to believe her testimony, in the vehicle far enough that her body would hang out if the vehicle continued to drive. And she said it's for the purpose of looking for something. I don't know how I can look for something inside of a car hanging through a window. If it's on the floor of the car, if it fell on the cracks of the car, I don't know. I just say that portion of the story was a red flag for me. It was questionable. Nonetheless, as we proceed through her scenario, she testifies that she got hit in the head with a bottle. When questioned about how she knew she was hit in the head, she did testify that she never saw herself get hit in the head with a bottle. She just knew she had got hit in the head with a bottle because A, she was hit, B, she saw the bottle outside of the vehicle, and that the driver would not have been close enough to her to hit her with the bottle. Red flag. There's a third person in the car. If you didn't see the driver hit you, how do we know that if you were hit by someone in the car, it didn't come from the other person? Because you're telling us in open court that you didn't see the bottle, or you didn't see yourself get hit, and that the person that you're saying hit you wasn't close enough to hit you themselves unless they used a bottle, but you only see the bottle on the outside of the vehicle. So again, things that are not completely adding up for the court initially. As we move forward, then we get testimony on direct that she gave a statement to the police. And she, on cross-examined, Ms. Robb is adamant that she gave a statement to the police but just refused to give the name. But then we later get testimony from Officer Leslie Vasquez, who's very clear that the girl refused to give a statement. But she was adamant, even when asked multiple times, did you give a statement to the police? Yeah, I gave a statement. I don't know. She essentially said that the police report and the police were lying, or they were inaccurate, and they got video, right? But the officer is very clear. It sounds like their video was reviewed by a sergeant or a detective later, that there was no statement given, that she refused to give a statement that she was intoxicated, to which she said she wasn't intoxicated. It's been a long time since I worked a job that required me to work 12-hour shifts. However, I do work a job now that requires me to get awakened out of my sleep for search warrants. And so I can imagine if you work a 12-hour shift, you could probably be exhausted. There could be something that impacts you. And then you couple that with 3 to 4 shots of tequila. But she wants us to believe that she was not intoxicated, that tequila didn't bother her in any way, and that she just sat on the side of the sidewalk and refused to go in an ambulance, although she said there was a lot of blood everywhere, so that she could drive herself to the hospital to save herself what may be up to a $500 ride to the hospital. Then we have testimony from defense witnesses. And one witness testified very blanketly that Ms. Robb unsolicitedly tells her that she got into an incident or altercation with Ms. Miller, that she threw the bottle at Ms. Miller and Ms. Miller threw the bottle back. That story makes some sense, but would explain how you knew the bottle was thrown at you, by whom, since you claim you didn't see it being thrown. That story makes sense. I don't know why anybody unsolicited would go and tell someone in a supervisory or administrative capacity this story. It makes no sense to me why you would do that. Then we had another testimony from a Sarah Colton, who said that Ms. Robb told her about the incident and said that Morgan, Ms. Miller, threw the bottle and it hit her in the head. No testimony or statement made to Ms. Colton, it appears, that she may have thrown the bottle first. Then we have, lastly, a witness, also in another supervisory capacity, who says that Ms. Robb told her, when she questioned what happened, that she tripped and fell and hit her head. We don't know if this was a statement that was made to Ms. Keenan or Keener, I can't remember how her name was pronounced, prior to the police report being made or after the police report being made. I don't know that that really matters, because what matters to the court, at least, is that I now have had testimony from 5 witnesses, and everyone has given a statement different from the alleged victim. But the alleged victim has told all of these people, she's spoken to every last one of them. But she told them all something different. How can I find her credible? You told everybody something different. Which one is the lie? I'm supposed to believe that she told everybody else something different and then now she's here to tell the truth and the whole truth. Even though when she was on the stand and she was asked, did you give a statement to the police? Absolutely. She didn't give a statement to the police on the 21st. That was a lie too. So no, I find her to lack any credibility. The case is dismissed.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Councilman.
Oh boy. Case dismissed. That's it. Oh, yeah, they're like, somewhere around here I have a bill for one, unless I threw it in the shredder. Yeah, they're around $2,000 here, I believe. Right. Yeah. I mean, you had it right when you were saying 5149. I was just thinking flipped from what you were. It's so hard to keep, all the rules of evidence and all of the judiciary procedures, it's hard to keep them all from blending. Duder might be the only one. Oh yeah. And drunks have a tendency I knew it was coming. Well, you can fix anything with duct tape. If it does move and shouldn't, duct tape. If it doesn't move and should, WD-40. Dude or don't snitch. Oh my God, you have had some gems tonight, Chris. Oh, there's been like 3 times where I've been thinking, oh, I need to make that into a t-shirt. Dude or don't snitch. Oh my gosh. Oh, the redneck vibe in that statement. Like my name is Earl. Joe Dirt. Yay. Duder is such a Joe Dirt name. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am so glad I came on. I really am. I felt awful today. And I'm still not feeling great, but I feel so much better. You guys make me so happy. I did not forget you. I did not. I haven't mailed it yet. You can ask BK. It took what? A couple weeks for me to get it to the mail, to the post office. And then it was hilarious. So the post office, we were tracking it, right? Because it had been over a month. And so we checked the tracking, and the route that his coffee mug took was crazy. And at one point, we're watching it go, to all these different states and just weird patterns. And at one point, it was in Seattle. And then the next day, it was in Alaska. He lives in Seattle. So they sent it to Alaska, and then they had to send it back. It made no sense. It was the most hilarious thing to watch. I felt awful though, but I sent him a quap mug. Oh, I love you. I saw your story about Dooner. I love you so much. I don't know how I could possibly drink more coffee. You clearly underestimate me. I already drink roughly 1.5 gallons of coffee a day. Yeah, it's a lot. Sometimes it's just 1 gallon, but it's always 1 gallon minimum. I know. I didn't want to put it out there. It's close. It's very close. Yes. Oh, I love you. All right. Now, as far as tomorrow goes, guys, I don't know if I'll make it on in the afternoon, but I 100% guarantee I'm not going to be able to make the night shift. I'm sorry. I have a very important appointment that is early that I can't mess around with. I can't risk staying up till 2, 3 in the morning. I love you guys and I would love to spend the time with you, but I have to, prioritize life. I'm sorry. Forgive me, please. Birdie, please. All right, guys. When I was in my younger days, I worked from what the hell? Is Tiny on the front porch? I'll be right back. Hey, I found Tiny Kitten. She must have ran out when the Walmart delivery came earlier tonight. Yes, honey, you can have the whole pile. Go right ahead. I was calling for you to give them to you. Yes, baby. I'm so glad you learned to knock on the window. That was so very smart of you. You're such a good tiny kitten. Okay, so back to my story. So I worked 2 different stores, one in Baraboo, one in Portage, for the same company. And I did open shift from 4:30 in the morning until approximately noon at the Baraboo store. And oftentimes it ran late because it was fast food service. I had to be to Portage by 2 to 2:30 and work until midnight. So I was not sleeping. In fact, I remember times where we had this break room counter in the Portage store. I remember times where I laid cardboard boxes down on the floor and took naps for my breaks, because it was insane. Because then I also had to drive back home from Portage to Baraboo, which is like 25 minutes roughly. So, and I did that 5 nights a week, if not more. Yeah. I kept Mountain Dew in the coolers because we served Coke products. I went through a case of Mountain Dew a day. Not kidding you. A full-on case of Mountain Dew every single day. It was insane, but it was the only thing that it was like my driving force of life. I know. Oh, it was awful. It was awful. So, anyways, yeah. When my doctor found that out, they were not pleased at all. Hey, I kind of hear yellow dye number 5 causes kidney stones. I now drink a bottle, maybe 2 a day, 16.9 ounces. So my Mountain Dew addiction, it yeah, it had to. But my coffee addiction, I've always been a beverage kind of person. Yeah, I drink my calories. I've never worked anywhere that had a ladies' lounge. Never. I'm just not that privileged. Oh, Jenny Green, honey, I love you. It is, and I drink mine black. Like my soul. 24. 24. Yep. $7 and some odd cents at that time. Well, that was a long time ago. Now you practically pay that for a 2-liter. All right. Are you happy, tiny kitten? You don't like these new treats, huh? Not a fan? Give them a try, baby. No, you prefer the duck breast? Well, you're going to have to get used to these because 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Because we've got a dozen. Oh, and 2. Yeah, yeah. I am not kidding you. Not even a little bit. I'm not proud of it. I'm not advocating for it. It wasn't a good idea. But it was several months, 5 days a week. That was Ava. Did you seriously just climb up here to toot? Well, Tiny Kitten takes a shit. All right, guys, I'm calling it a night. I think that's my cue. Oh, you guys are the best. I love you all so much. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. I had a blast. I am so grateful for you guys. I really am. I was ready to just curl up in the fetal position on my bed and not do a thing. And then I came across the soft sit and I'm like, I have to show everybody. So I'm really glad I did. Because you guys made me feel a lot better. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.